Hello everyone, I'm Bill Hammond and I actually paid to see this, and welcome back to the 2026 Oscar Blitz, where I break down every category and every nominee at the 98th Academy Awards. Today we have what is arguably the category I am least qualified to judge: costume design. I mean, look at me. I'm wearing a tuxedo t-shirt 30 years beyond the shelf life of the joke. Clearly this is not my area of expertise. That said, I know what I like. I know what looks good to me. And sometimes, that's enough. So let's get to the nominees. It's time to make an ass out of myself. Avatar: Fire and Ash, Deborah L. Scott. This is, by far, the most ridiculous nominee of the entire ceremony. I mean, seriously, what costumes? The film is almost entirely digital CGI. There's only one major human character, Spider, and most of the time he's just wearing an oxygen mask and a loincloth. So again I ask, what flippin' costumes? I mean, I genuinely struggle to even find clips with a person wearing actual clothes. Now, you can argue that the designs for what the Na'vi characters wear are nice and interesting, but they're not costumes. There's no fabric, no cloth. The only outfit the actors are wearing are the motion capture suits. As far as I'm concerned, this doesn't even qualify. If we're to say that CGI clothes count as costumes, then I'm already dreading the day that an AI gets nominated for original screenplay. Apart from Spider, the other human characters only wear generic military uniforms, business casual attire, and lab coats. I'm curious as to the nuances that voters at the Bake Off considered when nominating, but to the average viewer, this is pure, unadulterated bullshit. Frankenstein, Kate Hawley. The latest version of Frankenstein is a tale of extremes. When it comes to Victor and the creature, the costuming is simple yet effective. Puffy, breathable shirts with room to move around, foreboding cloaks, and a mix of Victorian-era garb help to set and maintain the gothic tone of the film. On the other side, though, we have Mia Goth's Elizabeth, whose costuming is way too garish. She's meant to contrast the dour mood of the story, so I understand giving her wardrobe a bit more brightness and color, but it's over the top and unnecessarily detailed, to the point where she almost looks like a clown without makeup. I mean, look at those weird blue feather things adorning her head. She looks like a discount Amidala. It probably wouldn't be so glaring if her role wasn't so outsized compared to Elizabeth's involvement in the novel. She just sticks out a bit too much when something a bit more subdued would have felt more appropriate. I applaud the designs in a vacuum, but within the context of the film, there's something of a mixed bag. Hamnet, Malgosia Trzanska. In many ways, the costuming in Hamnet falls in line with what would traditionally win this award. It's a period piece with appropriate dress for the time. 10 years ago, this would be a shoo-in. But times and attitudes have changed since the Academy's membership became younger and more diverse, so you need something to stand out, while still remaining relevant to the themes of the film itself. Thankfully, Trzanska accomplishes this goal largely through Agnes. Her blood-red dress is a constant reminder of life and death. Emily Watson as Shakespeare's mother looks somewhat like a nun, in keeping with her tight conservative views. The children's clothes are more free-flowing, with the exception of Hamnet himself, who looks like a stage character, foreshadowing the climax. Will himself has an outfit that allows for movement, in keeping with his creativity, but at times also looks constricting, aligning with his early socio-economic lot in life. It all comes together beautifully, maintaining the classic style that used to dominate this category, while still reaching for something more. Marty Supreme, Miyako Belizzi. Set in the 1940s, the outfits in Marty Supreme look exactly as you'd imagine they would, as there's plenty of reference material. Business suits, sleeveless athletic shirts, polos for the table tennis competitions, it's all very natural, but also very safe. Nothing really feels unique or innovative here, just functional. Which is fine, but not necessarily Oscar-worthy. The most vibrant outfits are those worn by Gwyneth Paltrow, but even they feel kind of run-of-the-mill, as her character is playing up her faded movie star aesthetic. All that said, you could argue that this is the one entry where costuming actually affects the story, as Marty steals a costume jewelry necklace from Kate, which leads to yet another calamity in his quest for fame and fortune. I don't think that's enough to get it the win, but it is worth noting. Sinners, Ruth E. Carter. Ruth Carter has become a dominant force in this competition over the last few years, taking home the Oscar for her work on both Black Panther films, because of the way she infuses African influences with modern designs. With Sinners, it's more of a throwback because of the time period in which the film is set, but the superlative effort is there nonetheless. From the inspired outfits showing the history of black music in the sublime I Lied to You sequence, to Mary and Grace's dresses, to the simple yet logical looks of Delta Slim, Sammy, and Cornbread, to the ragged tatters of Remick and his slowly growing army of the undead. And then, of course, there are our leads, Smoke and Stack, each one given a subtle color motif, blue for Smoke, red for Stack, that give you an instant indication of their base character traits. It's all about creating an almost alchemical blend of influence and styles to create something unique that still fits the motif of the movie itself, which celebrates the melting pot of collective culture while also warning about the dangers of full assimilation. And then, just for good measure, we have to progressively soak all of these outfits in blood and sweat as the story goes on, necessitating several versions of each character's wardrobe. Few do it as well as Ruth Carter, and I would not be the least bit surprised if she picks up her third win this decade. So with all that in mind, and remembering that I have almost no idea what I'm talking about when it comes to fashion, here's how I rank the nominees. In 5th place, because I cannot place it any lower, is Avatar: Fire and Ash. This nomination just feels like a joke. In 4th is Marty Supreme. 3rd place goes to Frankenstein, 2nd to Hamnet, and my imaginary vote goes to Ruth Carter and Sinners. I just loved how natural yet innovative her work looked in the final product. That's my take, but what about you? Who do you think should win? Because I'm guessing you probably know more than I do. Let me know in the comments down below. That's all for this week, folks. Keep it locked on the blog, actuallypaid.com, for complete coverage of this year's Blitz in print and video form. Be sure to subscribe and follow the socials if you haven't already, and I'll be back next week with another video breakdown, this time from one of the major categories, Best Actor. Until then, everyone, I'm Bill Hammond. I actually paid to see this.
This is the BTRP Media Network.